All right, boys and girls. Happy day to you. I hope that everyone is doing well and that you're all safe, sound, healthy, and that your parents and families are all safe and healthy as well. Today, we are going to, I'm going to give you a series of 3 videos, all right, all on chapter, I believe it's 13, the musculature system. Um, And so, in our last discussion, we talked about the skeletal system. All right. Well, working hand in hand with the skeleton are the muscles. One of the things that the skeleton did for us was it allowed us leverage so that our muscles could actually propel our body. But in terms of muscles, the main thing that you have to remember, and we'll talk about this in more detail in a minute, but the main thing is that it involves movement, not just the movement of the body, like moving your fingers or your hands or that sort of thing, but also movement of things inside your body. Think about your heart, right? Moving blood. All right. Think about your digestive system, moving food through your digestive tract, and so on. So um, there are. As a review from earlier on in the semester, we talked about the 4 kinds of tissues, and one of the 4 major tissues is uh, muscle tissues. And so there are 3 kinds of muscle tissue that you need to be aware of. There's actually just 3, whether you're aware of them or not. And the first of these is smooth muscle. Now, the smooth muscle is illustrated here in this column. It is found in your hollow organs and your vessels. Great example here is shown in the digestive tract. And most importantly, the fibers are spindle shaped. You can see that here. They're not striped, and they have 1 nucleus per cell. And again, it's involuntary stuff, moving food through your body, moving urine through your excretory system, that sort of thing. Things that you don't think about at all. Your cardiac muscle, sorry, your cardiac muscle is shown here. It's found in the heart. And again, it's involuntary. You don't think about how often your heart muscle contracts. The characteristics of muscle fibers found in the heart are that they are striped. You can see the little stripes in the picture here. They are branched, and again, 1 nucleus per cell. All right, so that's the cardiac muscle that you see here. Now, last but not least are the skeletal muscles, and these are the muscles that we most often think of when we say muscle. This is what we're talking about. And so, skeletal muscle is found as long fibers, and they have many nuclei per cell. Per cell. All right, we'll get to that later. But they look striped, just like the cardiac muscles. And typically they are attached to the skeleton, to bones. And these are the voluntary muscles. These are the ones that we actually have to send a signal from our brain down to that particular muscle so that we can, make a fist or write our name or that sort of thing. It's all voluntary. The functions of skeletal muscle are to, again, support the body by allowing us to stand upright. If your muscles are weak, you may not be able to stand or, hold your body erect. They allow for movement by attaching to the skeleton. We've addressed that also. This is the voluntary aspect. Your muscles actually help you to maintain a constant temperature in your body. All right. Specifically, and we talked about this when we talked about homeostasis. Praise Jesus. But if you are too cold, your muscles will literally begin to rub together, and the force of friction of one muscle rubbing on the other generates heat, which helps to warm up your body. They assist in the movement of systems like in the cardiovascular system for blood, the lymphatic system for lymph, and that sort of fluid through your body. urine in the excretory system, for example. And they also provide some measure of protection for your internal organs. Think the abdominal muscles, right? They help to protect your digestive tract. Now, skeletal muscles are arranged in a couple of different fashions. First, the one thing I want to stress is that tendons are a little bit different than muscles. They are connective tissue. All right, they connect muscle to bone. If you've ever eaten a chicken wing, I'm gonna try to draw a chicken wing. Here's the chicken part. Here's the bone sticking out of the chicken wing, and here's the meat there. All right, there's oftentimes I can't seem to. There it is. Let's change the pen color to white here. There's oftentimes a plasticky thing, especially after you've cooked the chicken wing, that kind of sticks off the end. That's a tendon, okay, in a chicken wing. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I'm sorry. Anyway, so in terms of these attachments, the origin is the point of attachment of a muscle on a stationary or more stationary bone, and an insertion. I'm sorry, I've got a new computer and a new mouse, and it's driving me nuts, and I apologize. But the insertion is the point of attachment on a muscle, on a bone that moves, okay? I'll show you a diagram of that in the next paragraph, or in the next slide. Now, their actions can either be antagonistic, where you have a pair of muscles, so two muscles that one does one way, one does the other way, or synergistic, where the muscles are working in groups for a common action. Antagonistic muscles might be in your biceps and triceps, right? Your biceps flexes your arm, whereas your triceps extends your arm. Okay, so keep that in mind. Synergistic muscles are when you have muscles that kind of interact in force, where they're all in different directions. Think about your abs. Okay, there's actually 3 different layers of muscles in your abdominal region. All right, and some go this way, others go this way, and some are going across, back and forth. All right, those are called synergistic muscles, because it's not an either or kind of movement, but they give you a lot of flexibility to wiggle and dance and roll and that sort of thing. All right, so this is an example of a pair of antagonistic muscles. All right, this here is the biceps brachii, and this here is the triceps brachii. When the biceps is contracted, it draws your fist, your hand, toward your body. Okay. When the triceps contracts, it's relaxed in this picture, but when it contracts, it pulls the arm and extends it away from the body. A couple other things that you should notice. Here is a tendon. All right. And in terms of origins and insertions, the origins of both muscles are up here in the shoulder, and the insertions of both muscles are down here in the elbow. All right. It also shows the elbow, the bones rather, of the arm in this diagram. Now, in terms of muscles of the human body, there are lots and lots of them. All right, and you don't need to memorize these, but just to go through a couple, damn it. Sorry. The orbicularis oculi are the muscles of the eyeball. So think about all the things you can do with your eyes. You can open them up, or squint them, or wink at somebody, or that sort of thing. The same thing with the muscles of your lips. Okay, your pectoralis major. This is your chest muscles. The serratus anterior. The external oblique. These are part of your abdominal muscles. Notice the direction that they move versus the rectus abdominis, which are the muscles that move across. Your quads here. Whoops. Your masseter muscle allows you to chew and speak. Your deltoids up here on the top of the shoulder. Biceps we already talked about. The flexors in your lower arm. Yeah, okay. The adductor longus, this allows you to move your leg up and out, and so on. So on the back, you got the trapezius here. Notice again the direction. The latissimus dorsi, the triceps we already talked about. The extensors on the back of the arm. Crying out loud. Your glutes. All right, this is the biggest muscle of your body. Whoa, don't know what happened to the pointer there, but the biggest muscle of your body. All right, think about this. All right, your butt muscles are actually holding you up. They allow you to stand upright. If you didn't have a butt, you'd literally just kind of fall right over. Okay, and that's why your butt muscles are very big. If you compare other primates to humans, other primates have very tiny little butt muscles. All right, chimpanzees got no butt at all. All right, and they're walking on all fours. All right, for most of the time, we are able to stand upright bipedally for most of the time because we have such a large hiney. The biceps in the legs, the gastrocnemius. These are your calf muscles here. Um, and then finally, the biggest tendon in your body, it connects the gastrocnemius to your heel. Okay, so I know that was quick, but it was the first third of the muscle chapter. We'll continue this discussion in the next video.